I'm not exactly sure what to call this tirade, and if it seems like a half-baked idea, it probably is. For the past several days, I've been harping on the sort of inadequacy of things like LinkedIn and YouTube and other environments to support the management of an investigation into a particular topic or problem or subject or whatever you want to call it, and that they end up with these threads that run on and on and on, and the people that start it are engaged in all the threads and sort of have a sense of what's going on. Though the person that shows up 3 months later can probably readily find an about tag that tells them what this project is about or what the environment is about, but it doesn't help them understand what things the group has discussed and essentially concluded, which things they're currently discussing and where they are in the discussions, and things that they've identified that they need to discuss that they haven't got to yet. And if a person can't figure out where the group has been, where it is, and where it's going, most likely they are going to raise issues that the group has already pondered and concluded, and the group has trouble making progress because it's rehashing stuff that it's already hashed a half a dozen times before. And I've said I've been harping on this for the last several days in a couple of groups, and sort of unfairly because I didn't have an answer for it. And then in the midst of a discussion with Fabian and Doug this morning, all of a sudden something sort of popped up out of nowhere, and I'll show you what I created after that discussion as sort of a possibility for how to manage this myriad of exchanges in a meaningful fashion. So that I'm a great fan of Kumu, and I hadn't predetermined that Kumu was the answer for this, but some of the things that they implemented recently made this rather amazing in terms of what one could do with this environment. So if I start a project, I can use this description of the project or the map itself as a definition of the purpose for what this project is about. And then I can create elements, and I can make the elements actually discussion topics, so that rather than topic 1 or topic 4, these would have real meaningful titles associated with them. And this particular topic is being led by Klaus, and it was started on 18/11/15, and this one's being managed by me and different ones. And I initially said, well, we might have active, pending, and concluding discussion threads. And here's a sort of a catch-all if it doesn't fit anywhere else. And each one of these individual elements can have a discussion associated with it. So if I decide that this pending item is going to become active, I can select it. I can go over here and make this active, which actually changes the color of it. And then I can click here, and I can actually say, this is the first post about this thread, and create the issue or the discussion thread. And other people come in and add comment on this thread, whatever, and I can't spell because I'm just sort of winging this. And then the person who's responsible for this particular thread, which just got started, so will make me responsible for this just because I'm here. As this thread progresses, me being responsible for this thread takes the salient points, the meaningful ideas in this topic, and actually summarizes them. And I might put in, people are really happy or really seem to post a lot of references to other things in the midst of threads. So can do this, ref 1, ref 2, ref 2, so that this description of that particular item is the summary or the synthesis of this whole running thread. So if somebody comes here 4 months from now, they can see that these are active topics being discussed. These two topics were already concluded, and here's the person that managed them. And if they clicked on this, they could read the summary of the conclusion with regard to that particular topic. Additionally, in this environment, you can do things like say that these are, hold on, stop, cancel, that these are connected so that they're related to each other. And I said that we might have primary and secondary relationships that I could identify. And this is just, something that I thought about off of the cuff, so that people could say that these things go together, as opposed to simply having them individual items. And so that you end up, maybe this topic this is active. This is active. It might go on for a period of time, and this might then become topic 75 and topic 76, so that this particular topic got split into two topics, and they end up being individual discussions that are further refinements of this topic, which got summarized to a certain extent. And what's all these pop-ups that are coming up here is something that I probably turn off for this kind of a map. But so the thing is that it sort of answers the question of what I was wrestling with for the past several days, in terms of it gives me a place to describe the project, and it allows for multiple threads associated with the project focused on individual topics. And different people can manage the threads. You can go ahead and have multiple people in a position to be able to edit this map. Anybody with a Kumu username and password is in a position to be able to come in here and contribute to any one of the threads, so that they can look at a thread, they can post comments on it. Once you post a comment, you're essentially following it, so that if there are additional comments made, it will go ahead and post those or send that comment to your email. And if you no longer want to follow it, you can come back and actually unfollow the thread at a point in the future. So it works. The individual threads act like a whole group in LinkedIn, or a group, well, the way groups used to work in LinkedIn, or the way that a discussion group works in Facebook, in terms of it going ahead and allowing you to participate in a thread, or opting out of it at any time you wish in the future. So give this some thought and let me know. Give me some comments as to what you think about the mindstorm that happened this morning. So take care. Bye.